Hello, Independence. I'm Brad Knepper. I'm the new owner of formerly Okoboji Grill and now newly Denali's. I know a lot of you out there. I grew up in Independence. I graduated from Independence High School in 1988. I was a perfect student and perfect son. Hopefully there's no former law enforcement officers out there that would dispute this on Facebook. But I had a little bit of fun too. I'm going to blame it all on my friends, which many of them still live back there and are still a bad influence on me. You know who you are. As I said, I've got some background here. I grew up in Independence. My mother owned Pat's Tap for quite a few years. And when she did, I was able to bartend, where I also met many of you that might be watching a long time ago. And I had an opportunity to do the ordering in many cases. I did some of the payroll, I did the books, deposits, and it was a great learning experience for me before going to Iowa State, going to college. I convinced my mother to co-sign a loan for me to buy a bar in Ames, Iowa that had recently closed down about 2 months before my 21st birthday. For a month or two, we painted, cleaned the place up, and then got my liquor license and opened the bar. I had 35 part-time employees at the time, still going to school full-time. And then after a year and a half of that, I transferred to University of Iowa and ran the field house. So again, going to school full-time, took me 6 years, and I do not have a master's, but I had a lot of fun, had 100 part-time employees, and a lot of great experience, paid the bills. I was very proud to pay for my own college, and had a nice car, a nice apartment, and a lot of fun until I decided that it got a little burnout at the time, and I entered into the office equipment industry, which I did in 1994 after graduating from college. Been doing that ever since. And I bought an office equipment dealer in Denver, Colorado, January 1999. 7 employees, 1 location. Now we're in 475 employees in Nebraska, Arizona, Colorado, Kansas, Missouri, and that's my main job. So you may ask the question why, and I can try to explain. And you could probably tell by looking over my shoulder, I'm not in Independence right now. I'm in Colorado, which is where I live permanently. But I get back a lot. I loved Independence, still do. Mentioned a lot of friends. I still went back for 4th of July. This last summer, back to visit Mom, who's 9 houses down. Mom and Roger have a cabin 9 houses down from Denali's, and drove by and was shocked to hear that Okoboji at the time was going to close down. We had frequented the place many times when I came back to visit, and I joked with my mother that maybe it's time to get back in the bar business, and she did not take that as a joke. So we talked regularly about it, and Mom stayed on me. She was very excited about it, as was I. I got more excited every day, especially as rumors started to build. As people started to hear about it, and I got asked about it. The excitement that I felt from people asking about it, and how much I realized how important it was to the community. I got excited, and we went down the road and all the way up through December, negotiated, and we struck a deal essentially early January. Along the way, unfortunately, many of you know, I unexpectedly lost my mother late December, and there was questions whether we would continue with this, and not for a second could I have possibly not done this. Mom would have loved this. We were really excited to name the bar Denali's, which is my younger brother, who unexpectedly passed November 2019. Denali was his. Didn't have any kids, but Denali was as close as it got. He was his chocolate lab that was with him everywhere he went, and we thought Denali's on the River would be a really cool way to remember Mark. So that's where the name came from. That's a bit of the why. I can certainly tell you that as the last few weeks after we completed the transaction, the excitement has been amazing. I've been back about every other week, and I've just went around. I've talked to a lot of people. I've seen a lot of friends I hadn't seen in some 30, 40 years. Some friends of my mom, some friends of mine, and it's been great. It was. As I said, I loved growing up there. So I'm completely committed to the project and going to be making lots of investments, both to the interior, exterior, and the golf course over the next few weeks. We're going to be trying to open up early April, possibly as early as April 2nd with a limited menu. But keep an eye out for announcements on Facebook and things. But really, the Masters that weekend, we'd like to, again, with probably a limited menu, but we're going to try to open up. Some of the investments I'm going to make, I'm going to read a bit from a list here, and it's a long list, and I'm not going to get into too much detail during this video, but there will be more to follow with video footage, and we'll walk you through and give you some as we're building. But it's a mess right now, right? Being painted, floors being taken up, everything's being sanded, so there's sawdust everywhere. 10 to 12 new TVs, 140-inch video wall behind the bar, all new technology, new sound system, new tile throughout the restaurant. New paint, there's going to be a new dock in the back, there's going to be a nice new trail from the dock up to the front. The current office is going to be, window's going to be cut in, and it's going to be made a check-in window for golfers and some concessions and things, so it'll be easy to check in on league nights and things when I heard there's somewhat of a bottleneck. I heard loud and clear that it was too warm in there. Some summer days those windows make it hard to cool down, but I believe we have 6 new units going in and new vents and all kinds of stuff to move that air around. There's going to be new golf cart garages. I know Chris has been working a bunch out in the golf course, working on some drainage thing. He's going to put new yardage markers out. There's going to be some new signage out there. Lots of new signs around town that you'll see that are starting to go up with Denali's. The menu itself, it's going to still be a high-end restaurant, just the way that you used to see it when it was Okoboji. There's going to be steaks, going to be prime rib on Friday, Saturdays. There's going to be a few additions, a few changes, some of my favorite items. We're going to do a few things to try to speed up the kitchen a little bit. Many of you know it's a fairly limited space there. Also going to add pizza. It's not a pizza destination joint, I wouldn't call it, but who doesn't like pizza? I love pizza, and it takes a little pressure off the kitchen, so we're going to add that. I think it's going to have a bit more of a sports bar feel, but I'm calling it a high-end sports bar, a nice place you can go and watch an Iowa game, Iowa State game, Chiefs game. I hate to say that because I'm a Broncos fan, but it'll be a fun place to go and enjoy with friends and family. It'll be available for private parties. We are desperately looking for good staff right now. I've got a leadership team in place, and I'm going to wait and introduce you to them in person on the next video. But right now we need servers, cooks, bartenders, we need a kitchen manager. So if you know anybody, if you're interested yourself, please apply. Or if you know anybody, please let them know. So I think that's it for today. Look forward to seeing you all soon. I want to get to town. I try to get out and about. It's been great seeing some people I hadn't seen in a long time, and I'm going to be there next week. See you soon.